There are loads of reviews of Autoglym super resin polish on YouTube, and most of them are produced by people who know a lot more about detailing than I do. But that's the whole point of this video. I'm not an expert, and I don't have access to a range of nearly new sports cars. Instead, I'm going to show you what a complete amateur like myself can expect to achieve using this product on a 12-year-old Ford Fiesta. At first glance, this Fiesta doesn't look too bad, it's just been washed and dried, but if you look more closely at the paintwork, you can see it's covered in small scuffs and scratches, which, to be fair, is what you'd expect to see on a car this old that's used every day. Virtually every panel was like this. Nothing major, just everyday wear and tear. And you can see in some areas the paintwork's starting to fade a little bit as well. Getting rid of these minor imperfections is going to make a massive difference to the appearance and possibly the saleability of your car. Most minor scuffs and scratches are actually damage to the clear coat lacquer rather than the paint underneath. And as long as they're not too deep, they can normally be polished out using a polish like Auto Glym's super resin polish. So let's see if this stuff really is a beauty treatment for the paint on this Fiesta. The polish can be applied by hand or by machine. Using a dual action polisher will obviously be faster and easier, but I don't have one, so we're doing it by hand. So we're just applying a few blobs of the polish on this panel at the back. I'm probably putting a little bit too much on here. One thing to note is you shouldn't really do this in direct sunlight, but it was very weak sunlight. It was the end of the day. And then using a foam applicator pad, just gently rub it into the paintwork. The pads themselves are cheap and easy to find on Amazon or eBay. I'll try and put a link in the description below. The polish does contain mild abrasives, but they're very, very fine, so you're very, very unlikely to do any damage. But obviously you need to make sure that the paintwork itself and the applicator pad are both clean before you start. For what they cost, you might as well use a new pad each time. You then leave it a few minutes to haze over before buffing it off with a microfiber cloth. As you can see, the more you put on, the longer it takes to polish it off. You can see it's starting to come up nicely now. So I'll just finish it off and then we can do a before and after comparison. You can see there's a massive improvement. This was the door we looked at earlier with all the scratches on. So again, I'll buff it up with a microfiber cloth. And then if I zoom in, you can see it's much, much better. Those little scratches around the door handle have gone. There's one there. It's not got rid of everything, but it's way better than it was before. It's a nice finish as well. Okay, so this is just a reminder of what it looked like before, and then what it looked like after polishing. It's the same area. All the fine scratches have been filled, but there's still that deeper scratch there. It is a big improvement though. And look at that reflection in the door. By the time I'd got to the bonnet, I'd realised you didn't have to put too much of this stuff on. And so it was much easier to buff off. And you can see the results are quite spectacular. So this is what the finished car looked like. Absolutely superb, isn't it? It's a 12-year-old car, remember. You can see why the Auto Glym polish is so popular, when absolutely anyone can get a finish like this by hand in a relatively short time. Absolutely superb. Really, really impressed with this. Are there any limitations? Well, the finish is not the most durable, so it's better to protect it with a wax or spray on ceramic coating. Obviously that's going to take longer and it's going to involve more cost, but who wouldn't want to keep a finish like this? There's also the fact that, as we saw earlier, it's not going to remove deep scratches. So the next time this car gets brought home for Dad to wash, I think I'll be trying a polishing compound out on that deep scratch on the door. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. We'll see you soon.